Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. This is 2024 and it's an election year for Ghana. And I think it's election year for America too. But I mean, I'm a Ghanaian, so I'm much more interested in Ghana. And I cannot make content without touching on things that is actually happening in Ghana, especially when it is in a political space. But today we'll be scrutinizing Nana Kwame Bediako, Freedom Jacob Caesar. AKA Chida. He's a young man. He's a young man. I really like him personally. I like that guy. His tenacity. We have seen a lot of people who had a lot of money, but there's nothing better that he have done. But this guy just came to Ghana and he has actually changed the real estate space or the industry. I think that he has done very well. He's a young man, but he has done so very well. And I like people who do things like that. You know, you can talk about buildings like the Qualis residence, the number one Oxford Street, the building over there, the Avenue Lincoln building. These are beautiful buildings. And in Ghana specifically, most of these things are done by foreigners. You see, most of these big buildings and all those things, we don't really know who owns them. You see, they are owned by foreigners or companies that are, I don't know. You see, but this guy has actually. I'm not saying that he's the first person who has built a building in Ghana or something like that. But you cannot say buildings and edifices like this. When you are looking at the history, you cannot take this guy out. You see, you cannot take this guy out. He has done so much. You see, he has done so much, and so I really respect him. I think that if we have people like this in the political space, it will really help the country. You see, but I've actually started talking. So please just listen to me, or just wait and listen to me and see what I have to say. I think that Nana Kwame Bediako has done so much. Caesar. If we are talking about billionaires or millionaires in Ghana, you see, in America or in the Western world, they have. This it promotes tourism. You see, it promotes tourism. I'll tell you how it promotes tourism. A country where people no billionaires, no millionaires, nothing to talk about. You actually, nobody actually cares about them. Nobody really will come to you to come and visit and see. You see. But whether you like it or not, this guy has done so much. He has done so much within a short period. You see, and that is where I'm taking this whole thing. I don't need to tell you when he was born and where he went to school and he went to England and all that. I don't need to tell you that because you are living in Ghana and you know him better than I do. You see, you know him better than I do. So I don't really need to. But I think for those of you who don't know, I think he's just about 42 years, you see. And what he has done and what he has achieved, you need people who has brain, people who are smart, people who have tenacity, you see, to be able to do what he has done. So, and I believe that we need people like that. We need people like that. We need people like that in this country. You see, we need people like that. But as to how he made his wealth, we are yet to talk about that. But even if it's fraudulent, you need to be smart to be fraudulent. I don't subscribe. I don't subscribe to crimes. I don't subscribe to crimes and all that. But even for somebody to be fraudulent and succeed, you need to be smart. You need to be smart. You need somebody who is very organized to be able to get to that, to get to to become rich to that level. So I'm not saying that people or young people should go ahead and do that but his brain, we need that kind of brain in a positive way in a country. You see, yes. So that is what I can say. Um, I mean, I've been following his story for a while. In actual fact, he is one of the people that I look up to as a Ghanaian, you see, and actually, he's a role model, and I really respect him and I like him. But I don't know how he made his money. He said that he did that by selling scraps and all that. Somebody would say, "Can you sell scraps to be successful? Can you sell scraps, metal scraps, to make £1 million?" Um, I believe that everything is possible. There's nothing that is impossible. You see, that is one thing I believe. I believe that everything is possible. Because, for instance, he's telling you that he is so scrapped, but that can be the core business that he did. But there is most of these rich people, they don't really focus on one thing. They have a main business, and then they diversify their money, you see, and invest. So maybe that can be the story of the Nana Bediako. He can be a guy who actually, whilst he was doing his scrap business, he was still investing and was diversifying his money, pushing money into good places that can get him more money. And so at the end of the day, he was able to make £1 million. And so he doesn't have to tell you that he did this, he did that, he did this, he did that, he did this, he did that. But he's telling you the focus business that he did. And I am saying it from my perspective. I'm saying it from my perspective. I'm not saying that what I'm saying is 100% true, but that is what I can think of. I mean, other than that, I don't know what he has been able to make money for that. You see, because you might not make £1 million from one business. You see, you can make $100,000, and then you can invest $100,000 into other businesses, and at the end of the day, you realize that you have made about £1 million in a short time. You see, yes. So that is it, and I'm also telling you that Nana Bediakon's story, he's not the only person saying something like that, you see. We also have somebody like Kennedy Japan, you see, our own Kennedy Japan, the man that I really respect and love so much, you see. He also said something like that, you see, and he was telling you he made $1 million from a business that I will talk about later, you see, and but maybe because his age, he was saying that he was 21 years, and so people are kind of doubting what he's saying. But I believe that is possible. You see, one thing I wanted to say is that you don't really need to know what somebody did to make money. You see, you don't really need to. All you need is it possible? Is it possible to make $1 million? Or £1 million? Is it possible to make that money? Yes. So if it's possible to make that money, then you can start working. You see, you can start working, because I personally concentrate on what I can do to get some kind of money that people make. You see, because most of these big businesses or big these companies in the world started in a very small way. You see, some of them did not make them in 1 year. Some of them did not make them in 5 years. Some of them made them in 10 years, 25 years, and that. You see, I mean, Amazon, as we talk about, is about 15 to 20 years. You see, and this 15 to 20 years, that is how much they have been able to make. But when Amazon started as a selling books. You see, how much books can you sell to make that money that we are talking about? In a case of Amazon, they diversify the money. You see, they diversify the money. They started bringing in different businesses. You see, and now you can talk about Amazon is one of the wealthy companies in the world. You see, so if we are doubting Nana Bediako, you have to be very careful how you doubt. But you see, this is an election year, and he is trying to get into the political space. You see, so I think that it's a fair deal. I think it's a fair deal because in the first place, you cannot become a president of a country without showing to the people what you have made to be wealthy. Because there is, I think, and for those of us, or for those of you who are lawyers, and those of you who know the law, you can correct me. But I think there is a law in Ghana that compels every aspirant, you see, to publicly declare their wealth. You see, their wealth and how much money they have made and all that. Maybe you have not gotten to that level, or you have not gotten to that state yet. But for journalists and bloggers and so on and so forth, they can start their own thing. You see, and there's no way that they will come for interview and they will not ask you, especially that you are a rich guy, you are a very wealthy person. You have to show. You see, you have to show. So there is nothing that there's nothing wrong with what the radio stations and journalists and bloggers and everything that they are doing. They are doing what they are supposed to do. You see, they are doing what they are supposed to do. And I think that if you are a clean person, it will not be very difficult for you to show to the people that you are really you've really worked that hard to get the money that you have. You see, other than that, you have to stay back and stop and forget about the political this, because you cannot become a president of a country in a very filthy way. Yes, that for that one, I think that Ghanaians are doing the right thing. They are doing the right thing. I think that is what I can say. Now another thing is that can somebody in 21 years make £1 million in England, or maybe America or Australia, or maybe Japan or China, or maybe or even in Ghana? Can you make that amount of money at that young age? That's the question. I mean, yes, you can make that. You can do that. That depends on what you are doing. That depends on that business that you are doing. For instance, especially those of you who are very good in IT, somebody like Mark Zuckerberg, you see, you can make that amount of money because, I mean, look at how rich he is. You see, look at how rich that he is, and he was a young man. He was a young man when he made about $3 billion or so, or $4 billion or so, at a very young age, and he kept making money. Now he's about 70 to 80 to 90 million, $1 billion rich. You see, so you can. I mean, Nigerians. There are so many Nigerians which I don't want to mention their names, but there are so many of them because I am always on YouTube, so I've seen a lot of young people, young Nigerians who are making so much of money in England and America. You see, and some of them, the businesses, some of them are even restaurant business, like food and all those things. Then they are making so much money, you see, and they are millionaires, you see. So you can do that. there are young people. I mean, there are so young people who are doing YouTube. You see, there are so many people who are young doing YouTube, and they are millionaires. Just YouTube. He does nothing apart from YouTube. You see, just like what I'm doing, and he has made that money. You see, so making $1 million or pounds in a very young age is not a difficult thing. It's not a difficult thing. All you need is to know exactly what you want to do. And one thing I always say is that in Ghana, it's very difficult. It's very difficult, especially when you are born into in the valley that is a low background, like me. Until I had a chance to come to America, nobody knows me. You see, nobody knows me. Nobody will even respect you. Nobody. You are like you are alive, but you are dead. That is how that is how it is. And most of young people in Ghana or in Africa, unfortunately, have buried their intelligence. You see, because of how our economy or how our environment is. You see, so it's very difficult for somebody in Ghana to even think or even perceive that it's possible to make money or to be rich. But fortunately for Nana Kwame Bediako, he left Ghana quite early. So, I mean, he can do it. You see, he can do it. And I don't really doubt any individual who lives in America or England or in the Western world that cannot make such money. You see, you can make it. You can make it. Canada and all that. You can make that money. They are very rich Ghanaians. I'm telling you, they are very rich Ghanaians who are outside Ghana, and they don't really talk. They don't. Most of them don't really talk. Maybe it's just Nana Bediako. Maybe he really want to make some difference. You see, so that is why he's. But finally, let me say that it's not so wrong. It's not so wrong for a young person or a young guy who want to serve the country. And that leads to answer this question: that is it even important for Ghana to have a third force, a new force? You see, if you ask me, I think that yes. We need a third force so that the two political parties can really respect their promises. If they know that somebody else can come from somewhere else and win elections, the political parties that are available will respect their own promises that they make before they are elected. You see, if not, it's just like let's hold on for 8 years for MPP to be there. Then after 2 terms, NDC will come, and that is not so good. You see, that is not so good because in America they actually have they have 2 major political parties, but America, their political space is different from Ghana. You see, the president doesn't have all the power. Senate is there. The House is there. Their legislation is very strong, unlike the parliament in Ghana. You see, for instance, the parliament in Ghana, the president has the power to do whatever he wants to do. You see, the parliament is just a parliament. It's not that strong. It's not that strong, and I'm sorry to say that it's not that strong. But in America, it's not like that. It's not like that. So you cannot become a president and come and then do your own thing. No, it will not happen in America. It doesn't happen in America. But all the time, we have seen that happen in Ghana. So I believe that we are learning, and we can change. We are learning, and we can change. And if you ask me if Nana Bediako should be given the chance to become the president of Ghana, and I'll say, why not? Why not? Why not? If he is able to tell, he's able to show why, how he made his money, and he's able to show that he's a clean guy and all that. I mean, why not? Why not? But if it's not a clean guy, then I mean he has nothing. He himself has even chased himself out of the race. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And please and please and please and please and please subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. I want to see a lot of comments. I want to see a lot of comments on the comment section. Whatever you think about this content, whether I'm doing well, I'm not doing well, and whatever, just tell me so that I'll be able to do the best. Thank you very much, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you.